this world, few things are as deceptive as the belief that financial success is merely a stroke of luck or the result of an external circumstance. We stand blindfolded in the face of a force that governs our lives more than we dare to acknowledge. The pursuit of wealth is not a destination, but a journey where the most vital step is the destruction of ignorance. It is the ignorance of what money truly represents, of how it must be treated, and how we must master it to serve our purpose, not the other way around. Today, we begin by shedding the veil of misconception and embracing a mindset that empowers us to control our financial destiny with wisdom, discipline, and strength. For only when we conquer our ignorance can we transform not just our wealth, but our entire existence. 1. The silent chains of financial ignorance. The greatest chains are often the ones we cannot see. They do not clink or rattle, but they bind us all the same. These invisible chains are forged from ignorance, the lack of knowledge and understanding of the forces that shape our financial world. We are raised in a society that does not teach us the true value of money. Instead, we are fed a narrative that money is something to be earned, spent, and then worked for again, without ever questioning what it really means or how it should be approached. We are told that wealth is reserved for the fortunate few, those who are born into privilege or those who possess rare talent, yet the truth is far more universal and far more empowering. Financial ignorance is not a lack of numbers or complex formulas. It is the absence of wisdom in the face of money's true role in our lives. To live in ignorance of how money works is to hand over control of our future to forces beyond our comprehension. And worse, it leads us to live in fear, constantly uncertain of our next step. We operate in the blind hope that the paycheck will come, the bills will be paid, and somehow we will make it to the end of the month. But this is no way to live. This is not freedom. This is slavery to circumstance. You must understand, the chains of financial ignorance are not merely a reflection of what you do not know. They are a result of what you refuse to learn. The desire to be comfortable, to remain in the illusion that things will simply work themselves out, is the very thing that keeps you shackled. It is the quiet voice inside that whispers, "I'll deal with it later," or "It's too complicated, I don't need to bother." But this complacency is dangerous. It erodes your agency, your power to act with purpose. To destroy these chains, you must first acknowledge their existence. You must see them for what they are, barriers you have built within your own mind. You must recognize that wealth is not a finite resource that only a few can attain. It is a tool, a means to live freely and fully, and it is available to all who are willing to master it. The first step to breaking free from financial ignorance is the decision to confront your own misunderstandings and to seek knowledge with the same rigor that a warrior seeks mastery of his craft. True freedom is not merely the ability to spend, but the ability to control and understand where your money flows. It is not about accumulating wealth for the sake of wealth, but about mastering the principles that allow you to use money in alignment with your values and your long-term goals. By confronting your ignorance and breaking through the barriers you have built, you begin to step into the light of self-mastery. 2. Money. A tool, not a master. In the pursuit of wealth, it is all too easy to fall prey to the illusion that money is the end goal. Society, in its relentless march, often convinces us that the accumulation of wealth is the ultimate achievement, the key to happiness, the symbol of success. We are conditioned to believe that the more we have, the more we are, and the more we possess, the greater our value. This is the very trap that holds us captive. Money in its essence is neither good nor evil. It is simply a tool. A tool that has the potential to elevate our lives or degrade them, depending on how we wield it. It is no different than the hammer in a blacksmith's hand. With skill and wisdom, it can forge something beautiful, but in the hands of the careless, it can cause destruction. To think of money as an end is to miss the true purpose of its existence. When you let money become your master, you allow it to define your actions, your choices, and your worth. You fall into the endless cycle of acquisition, believing that the more you accumulate, the closer you get to fulfillment. But this is a fallacy. For no matter how much you gain, you will find yourself empty, always chasing after the next acquisition, the next upgrade. In this mindset, you are nothing more than a slave to the very thing you sought to control. However, when you understand that money is merely a tool, an instrument that can enable you to live your values, fund your dreams, and provide for your loved ones, you begin to see it for what it truly is. It is a means to an end, not the end itself. The moment you separate your identity from your bank account, the moment you stop believing that your worth is measured by the digits in your account, you reclaim your freedom. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. When you focus on what truly matters, your principles, your relationships, your purpose, money becomes a tool to enhance those things, not a master that dictates your every decision. You use it to facilitate your goals, to support your journey, to make life more meaningful, but it is never the goal itself. Ask yourself, what would happen if you were to live without the constant need to acquire more? What if, instead of seeking wealth as a measure of success, you saw it as a means to fuel a life of meaning, a life that is guided by principles and not possessions? The moment you shift your perspective from money being a master to money being a tool, you free yourself from the endless pursuit of emptiness and begin to align your life with purpose. To master money, you must first master yourself. Your relationship with money must be built on wisdom, not fear. It is a tool that can bring comfort, security, and opportunity, but only if you understand its proper place in your life. Do not let it rule you. Instead, learn how to wield it with intention, discipline, and foresight. As a Stoic, your greatest wealth is not in the accumulation of things, but in the strength of your character, your ability to remain unaffected by external circumstances, and your focus on what you can control. Money is but a fleeting presence in a life that is governed by deeper, more lasting values. Recognize it for what it is, a tool, not a master. And in that recognition, you will find true freedom. 3. The cost of living without a plan. To live without a plan is to drift aimlessly, like a ship without a rudder. It is to surrender yourself to the currents of circumstance, hoping that somehow, by some stroke of fortune, you will reach a shore of stability and fulfillment. Yet, in the vast ocean of life, this is the path that leads to nowhere. Without a plan, you are merely reacting to life, instead of steering it in the direction of your choosing. You may go through the motions of living, but in truth, you are not truly alive, you are simply existing. Financially, this lack of a plan is nothing short of dangerous. It is easy to believe that things will sort themselves out, that the money will come when you need it, that opportunities will present themselves without any effort on your part. But this is not how the world works. Without a plan, you are walking in the dark, with no map to guide you. You are susceptible to the whims of chance, and even when good fortune does come your way, you will have no framework in place to seize it, manage it, or sustain it. The cost of living without a financial plan is not simply monetary, it is emotional, psychological, and spiritual. It is the anxiety of wondering whether you will make it through the month, the uncertainty of not knowing where your next paycheck will come from, the constant sense of instability that plagues your peace of mind. It is the fear that one setback, one unexpected expense, will derail everything you have worked for. And this fear is no trivial thing. It steals your energy, your focus, and your ability to truly live in the present. A plan, however, does not promise perfection. It is not a guarantee that life will unfold exactly as you expect it, but it does give you direction. It gives you the ability to anticipate challenges before they arise, to prepare for the future, and to make decisions that are in alignment with your long-term goals. It provides you with a structure, a framework that allows you to move with intention rather than reaction. In essence, it is a map that guides you through the complexities of life and finances. The Stoics understood the importance of living with purpose. They knew that the journey of life requires intention, reflection, and clear direction. Without a plan, we are left to chance, tossed around by the winds of fortune. But with a plan, we become the captains of our own destiny, able to navigate through life's storms with confidence and clarity. To create a financial plan is not to rigidly control every moment of your life, but to create a space for intentional action. It is to decide in advance how you will manage your resources, how you will prioritize your values, and how you will invest in your future. A plan gives you the power to take proactive steps toward your goals, rather than waiting for life to dictate your path. Begin by assessing where you are now. Understand your current financial situation, your assets, your liabilities, and your goals. From this honest reflection, create a blueprint for your future. Know what you need to save, where you need to invest, and how you will manage your spending. Create boundaries around your financial life that protect your peace of mind, while also giving you the freedom to live fully within those boundaries. A plan is not about perfection. It is about having control over your life and your financial future. It is about removing the uncertainty that drains your energy and replacing it with the clarity that empowers you to take decisive action. A plan is a reflection of your discipline, your commitment, and your wisdom. It is the key to living with purpose rather than simply surviving by accident. The cost of living without a plan is too high to ignore. It is the price of uncertainty, of fear, and of wasted potential. The cost of living with a plan is peace of mind, freedom, and the confidence that comes from knowing that you are in control of your financial destiny. Do not allow the stormy seas of life to dictate your course. Steer your ship with wisdom, and let your plan be the guiding star that leads you toward a future of stability and fulfillment. 4. Understanding the true nature of wealth. Wealth is often seen as a destination, a place we strive toward, hoping that once we arrive, we will have everything we desire. It is commonly defined by the abundance of money, property, and material possessions, but this understanding of wealth is shallow, and it is this shallow perspective that leads many to chase it without ever truly grasping its essence. The truth is that wealth is not simply a quantity of material things. It is a state of being, a mindset, and a way of living. True wealth is the alignment of your inner values with your external circumstances. It is the ability to live life on your own terms, to have the freedom to make choices based on your purpose, not out of necessity or fear. True wealth is the peace that comes from knowing that you are financially stable and secure, but it is not defined solely by what you own. It is defined by how you live and what you value. In the Stoic tradition, wealth is viewed as something external that does not determine one's happiness. It is understood that the pursuit of wealth can be a distraction from what truly matters. For the Stoic, true wealth comes not from accumulating things, but from cultivating virtues such as wisdom, self-control, and gratitude. These virtues are not subject to the whims of fate or the volatility of markets. They are internal assets that cannot be taken away, and they are the foundation of a truly wealthy life. In this sense, wealth is not found in the accumulation of money, but in the mastery of your own mind and your ability to live in alignment with your values. It is a wealth of character, a wealth of perspective, and a wealth of experience that allows you to live a life of purpose and fulfillment, regardless of your external circumstances. When you understand this, you begin to see money for what it truly is, a tool that enables you to live more fully, but not the source of your contentment or peace. To understand the true nature of wealth, you must first confront the illusion that more is always better. We live in a society that perpetuates the idea that wealth is a never-ending pursuit, that the more we acquire, the better we will feel. But this is a lie. The accumulation of wealth can never fill the emptiness inside, because true wealth is found in simplicity, in focus, in living with intention. The more you desire, the more you will find yourself enslaved by those desires, chasing after something that will never truly satisfy. Instead, you must redefine wealth for yourself. Understand that wealth does not come from the number of zeros on your paycheck or the size of your home. True wealth is the ability to be at peace with what you have, to live in alignment with your principles, and to contribute to the well-being of others. It is the richness of relationships, the depth of experience, and the satisfaction that comes from living a life that reflects your highest values. Wealth, in its truest sense, is not about excess. It is about sufficiency. It is about having enough, not just in terms of money, but in terms of what truly matters. When you shift your focus from the external to the internal, from accumulation to appreciation, you will begin to see that true wealth is already within your grasp. It is the quiet contentment that comes from knowing you are living in accordance with your purpose, and that your resources are being used to support your values and your vision. The pursuit of wealth, therefore, is not a quest for more things. It is a quest for more meaning. It is about using what you have, not to fill a void, but to enrich your life and the lives of others. When you understand the true nature of wealth, you no longer chase after it blindly. You use it with wisdom, you align it with your purpose, and you allow it to serve you, not the other way around. True wealth is the ability to live freely, to live with integrity, and to live in harmony with the world around you. It is the realization that everything you need to be wealthy is already within you. The question is not how much you can accumulate, but how wisely you can use what you have to create a life of value. And that, my friends, is the essence of true wealth. 5. The power of discipline over impulse. In a world that constantly seeks to gratify our desires and feed our impulses, the power of discipline stands as the pillar of financial freedom. It is easy to be swept away by the tide of instant gratification, to feel the lure of fleeting pleasures, and momentary rewards, the advertisements that promise happiness through consumption, the social media feeds that showcase lives of excess, the endless cycle of buying and acquiring. These forces tug at our willpower, urging us to spend, to indulge, to act without thought. Yet, it is in the practice of discipline that true wealth is built, not in the momentary satisfaction of impulse. Discipline, at its core, is the ability to choose what is best for your long-term future over the temporary desires of the present. It is the conscious decision to deny immediate satisfaction in favor of a greater, more enduring reward. It is the mastery of self, the ability to say no when everything inside you screams yes, and the courage to take the actions that will lead you to a life of stability and peace, rather than one of chaos and uncertainty. The cost of living without discipline is steep. Without it, we are prisoners of our impulses, constantly reacting to the external world, forever chasing the next quick fix. Financially, this shows up in the form of debt, overspending, and poor investment choices. It is the compulsion to buy things we don't need with money we don't have, to impress people we don't know. And in this cycle, we find ourselves constantly at odds with our own desires, constantly on the treadmill of consumerism, never satisfied, always searching for more. Discipline, however, gives you the power to take control of your decisions. It is the foundation upon which sound financial decisions are made. The person who practices discipline is not swayed by every new temptation or every fleeting trend. They focus on what truly matters. They know the value of saving, of investing in their future, of prioritizing long-term goals over immediate desires. This is the true power of discipline. It allows you to focus on your values, your goals, and your purpose, rather than being distracted by the noise of the world around you. In the realm of money, discipline is the force that keeps us from making impulsive purchases. It is the strength to save when we would rather spend, to invest when we would rather consume, to hold back when society urges us to indulge. Discipline is the antidote to the destructive effects of impulse. It allows us to withstand the pressures of the moment and to act in accordance with our long-term vision for our lives. The Stoics understood this principle deeply. They knew that self-control was not just a virtue, it was the key to freedom. The person who lacks discipline is enslaved by their desires. They are at the mercy of every passing whim, constantly chasing after the next thing, forever dissatisfied and in want. But the disciplined individual is free. They are free from the need to constantly acquire, free from the emptiness that comes with impulsive consumption, and free to build a life that is purposeful and fulfilling. If you want to master your finances, you must first master your impulses. You must learn to delay gratification, to make decisions that align with your long-term vision rather than with the desires of the moment. Every time you exercise discipline, you strengthen your resolve and fortify your future. Every dollar you save, every investment you make, every temptation you resist, builds the foundation of your financial independence. The practice of discipline is not a punishment, but a gift. It is the gift of peace of mind, knowing that your financial future is secure. It is the gift of confidence, knowing that your actions today are leading you toward a life of freedom tomorrow. It is the gift of self-respect, knowing that you are in control of your decisions rather than being controlled by your impulses. To live a life of financial freedom, you must learn to say no. To say no to the temptations that drain your resources. To say no to the quick fixes that lead to long-term problems. It is the power of discipline that will give you the strength to resist the noise, to stay focused on your goals, and to build a life that is not defined by fleeting pleasures, but by lasting wealth and enduring peace. Remember, true wealth is not found in the things you buy or the pleasures you indulge in. It is found in the strength of your character, in your ability to choose what is best for your future, and in your ability to say no to the things that would rob you of that future. The power of discipline is the greatest weapon you have in the pursuit of financial freedom, and it is the key to mastering your money, your life, and your destiny. 6. The wisdom of contentment. Contentment is often misunderstood. In a world that glorifies the constant pursuit of more wealth, more success, more possessions, it's easy to confuse contentment with complacency. To many, contentment seems like settling, like giving up on the dream of greater wealth or success. But true contentment is not the absence of ambition. It is the deep and unwavering acceptance of what is, alongside a steady commitment to what can be. It is the quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing you have enough, not just in your wallet, but in your heart. In the realm of finances, contentment is the antidote to the relentless hunger for more. It is the ability to stand in the face of consumerism and say, I do not need to buy this. I do not need to have more in order to be happy. It is the wisdom to recognize that possessions and wealth are fleeting, and true peace comes not from what we acquire, but from how we relate to what we already have. The Stoics were masters of contentment. They knew that happiness is not a product of external circumstances, but an internal state of mind. As Epictetus wisely said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. To be content is to be rich in spirit, rich in appreciation for the simplicity of life, for the things that truly matter. It is to find joy in the present moment, not in some distant future when you finally attain a certain status or buy a certain thing. Contentment does not mean that you no longer strive for improvement or growth, but it means that you do not attach your sense of worth to the outcome of that striving. You pursue your goals not out of desperation or a belief that you will be happier with more, but out of a desire to live in alignment with your values, to grow as a person, and to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. True contentment is the recognition that whatever you achieve is not what defines you, but rather who you are in the process. In financial terms, contentment means knowing the difference between needs and wants. It is recognizing that the things you truly need are few: stability, security, the ability to meet your basic needs, and the resources to care for those you love. Beyond that, the things we seek, the luxurious items, the status symbols, the material possessions, are often simply distractions, illusions designed to make us feel as though we are lacking, even when we are not. When you embrace contentment, you find yourself free from the anxiety of never having enough. You stop measuring your success by the amount of money in your bank account or the number of things you own. Instead, you find satisfaction in living with intention, in making choices that reflect your true values. You learn to appreciate the wealth of relationships, the richness of experiences, and the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing that what you have is enough. The power of contentment lies in its ability to create peace of mind. When you are content, you are not constantly chasing after something more, always believing that happiness is just around the corner if only you had this or that. Instead, you realize that happiness is right here, in this moment, in the simple things that surround you. The beauty of contentment is that it makes you grateful for what you have, instead of always longing for what you don't. Financially, contentment allows you to make better decisions. When you are content, you are less likely to fall prey to the temptations of consumerism. You are less likely to make impulsive purchases, less likely to fall into debt, and less likely to compare your financial situation to others. Contentment gives you the clarity to make decisions based on your true needs, your values, and your long-term goals, rather than the fleeting desires of the moment. In practice, contentment means living within your means, choosing simplicity over excess, and finding joy in the things that are free: a walk in nature, a conversation with a loved one, the feeling of accomplishment when you work toward your goals. It is in these moments that you will discover the true wealth that lies within your grasp. Contentment is not a lack of ambition, but a recognition that your happiness is not dependent on external circumstances. It is the profound understanding that you are enough just as you are, and that you have enough just as you are. When you live with contentment, you unlock a freedom that cannot be purchased. You stop chasing after the illusion of more, and instead you start living in the abundance of the present. This lesson, then, is not just about managing money, it's about mastering yourself. It's about knowing that true wealth is not found in external accumulation, but in internal satisfaction. Cultivate contentment, and you will find that the pursuit of wealth becomes not a burden, but a journey toward a deeper, more lasting fulfillment, one that no amount of money can ever replace. 7. The art of patience in building wealth. Patience is a virtue, but it is also a skill that few have mastered in the pursuit of wealth. In a society that celebrates speed, instant gratification, and overnight success stories, patience often seems like an outdated concept. We want results now. We want our investments to grow overnight, our businesses to thrive in a matter of months, our wealth to manifest immediately. Yet true financial success is never a sprint. It is a marathon built on the steady, deliberate accumulation of small, consistent actions over time. The journey to wealth is not a quick one. It is slow, methodical, and often frustrating. But in this frustration there lies an opportunity for growth. For patience teaches us not only the value of time, but the value of persistence. It is the quiet belief that your efforts, no matter how small, are worthwhile. That every small step forward is a step toward your ultimate goal. The Stoics understood the value of patience. They knew that all things take time, and that the most important things in life, wisdom, virtue, and wealth, are cultivated over years, not days. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of accepting the natural course of events. He reminded himself that everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. To practice patience is to accept that the road to wealth will be full of obstacles, delays, and setbacks. But these challenges are not signs of failure. They are part of the process. And in the face of these challenges, it is patience that keeps us moving forward. Financial success is not built on high-risk bets or hasty decisions. It is built on steady, consistent progress. Whether you are saving for the future, investing wisely, or building a business, the principle remains the same. Patience is key. Small, disciplined actions, compounded over time, will lead to results far greater than any sudden, impulsive decisions. It is the difference between the quick burst of a fireworks display and the steady, reliable light of a lantern that guides you through the dark. To build wealth requires understanding that there are no shortcuts, there are no magic formulas or get-rich-quick schemes. The path to financial freedom is one of perseverance, learning, and gradual improvement. Just as a tree grows slowly but steadily from a single seed, so too does your wealth grow, if you are willing to nurture it with patience, time, and care. This is not to say that you should not strive for efficiency or seek opportunities for growth, but you must also acknowledge that success does not come overnight. The process of building wealth is a long-term commitment, and patience is the companion that will see you through the ups and downs. It is about staying the course when the road is hard, continuing to invest in your future even when the rewards seem far off. In practical terms, patience means resisting the urge to act hastily. It means avoiding impulsive purchases and rash financial decisions that may bring short-term satisfaction but ultimately set you back. It means understanding that wealth is not about rapid accumulation, but about steady growth. It means putting in the work day after day, month after month, year after year, trusting that your efforts will bear fruit in time. Patience is also about embracing the process, rather than focusing solely on the outcome. Too often we are so focused on the end goal, the large sum of money, the financial freedom, the success, that we forget to appreciate the journey itself. The value of patience is not just in waiting for the result, it is in learning, growing, and becoming the kind of person who can handle the wealth when it arrives. Financial success is as much about who you become along the way as it is about what you accumulate. When you cultivate patience, you begin to understand that your wealth is a reflection of your mindset, your habits, and your discipline. It is a long-term project built on the foundation of small, thoughtful decisions made over time. It is the art of trusting the process, believing that every action, no matter how small, is taking you closer to your goal. And in this trust, you will find the peace that comes from knowing that you are on the right path. Patience is the key that unlocks the door to financial success. It is the ability to endure the slow, steady work of building something worthwhile. It is the resilience to stay focused when others may falter, and the wisdom to understand that true wealth is not the product of a momentary flash of brilliance, but of consistent effort, guided by purpose and discipline. In the end, the art of patience is not about waiting. It is about understanding that wealth is built over time, one small, intentional decision at a time. When you embrace patience, you embrace the truth that the journey to financial freedom is not a race to the finish line, but a steady, unwavering commitment to the process. 8. The importance of investing in yourself. Before you can truly master wealth, you must first understand the greatest asset you will ever have: yourself. Your mind, your skills, your habits, and your ability to learn and adapt. These are the foundations upon which your financial success is built. While the stock market, real estate, or business ventures can bring wealth, it is the investment you make in yourself that will bring you the most powerful and lasting returns. Stoic philosophy teaches that the most important thing in life is the cultivation of virtue. Wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues, when practiced daily, will ensure that you make wise decisions, build meaningful relationships, and live a fulfilling life. But these virtues are not born from luck or chance. They are cultivated through conscious effort, through constant learning and growth. The first step in your financial journey, therefore, is to invest in yourself, to constantly improve and refine your mind and character. The concept of investing in yourself goes beyond acquiring knowledge. It is not enough to simply consume information or passively wait for opportunities to arise. True self-investment means taking the time and effort to develop your skills, to challenge your weaknesses, and to build a mindset that supports your goals. It means learning how to think critically, how to manage your time, how to communicate effectively, and how to make decisions that align with your values. This investment begins with education. Knowledge is power, but only if you apply it. The person who learns and adapts is the person who succeeds. In today's world, the most successful people are those who are constantly learning, constantly adapting, and constantly seeking ways to grow. Education, whether formal or self-directed, is the cornerstone of self-investment. It does not matter if you are learning a new language, mastering a new skill, or deepening your understanding of finances. What matters is that you are always seeking to improve, always striving to better yourself. But learning is only part of the equation. True self-investment also requires the courage to take action. It is one thing to know what is necessary to build wealth. It is another to actually do it. Too many people read books, attend seminars, and consume content, but never take the steps to implement what they have learned. Self-investment is the process of turning knowledge into action, of applying the lessons you have learned and using them to build the life you desire. Another important aspect of investing in yourself is developing discipline. Your habits will determine the course of your life. If you cultivate habits that support your goals, you will be more likely to succeed. These habits include setting clear intentions, managing your time effectively, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and focusing on long-term growth rather than short-term pleasure. The disciplined person is the one who invests in themselves daily, consistently making choices that align with their vision, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable. The Stoics, particularly Seneca, believed in the importance of self-discipline and self-awareness. They knew that our emotions, desires, and actions must be aligned with our greater purpose. The first step toward mastering wealth is mastering yourself. If you cannot control your impulses, manage your time, and make decisions in line with your long-term vision, you will struggle to build lasting financial success. This is why self-investment is the foundation of everything. Moreover, when you invest in yourself, you become more resilient. Life will undoubtedly present challenges, and there will be times when the path to wealth seems difficult and uncertain. But those who have invested in their personal growth are better equipped to handle adversity. They have the emotional strength, the intellectual capacity, and the problem-solving skills to navigate obstacles and turn setbacks into opportunities. Lastly, self-investment builds your confidence. When you put in the work, when you acquire new skills, when you develop a mindset that is focused on growth, you begin to trust yourself. You begin to believe in your ability to succeed. This confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet knowing that you are prepared, that you have the tools and the mindset to face whatever challenges may come your way.